Today I'm going to show you how to make a fun little pocket card, and I've even got a free template for you. If we're just meeting right now, my name is Nisha. Welcome to Little Craft Nest. Today we'll be working in Cricut Design Space as well as Canva. I'm going to show you lots of tips and tricks throughout this video. We're even going to touch on some print and cut, and I'll be showing you how to apply vinyl to cardstock. So stick around to the end so you can get the most out of this video. Let's jump onto Cricut Design Space and get started. So I made this template today in Cricut Design Space, and this is our pocket invitation card. So here at the bottom, we have this flap that folds up, and this is going to hold our stickers for this particular invitation, but you could use the pocket for numerous different things. So right now we're looking at the inside of our card. Now you don't have to go ahead and make this design yourself. I will make this design shareable in Design Space. I did use all free images, so even if you don't have Cricut access, you'll still be able to use this design for free. So I'll leave the project number linked down below in the description so you'll be able to find this. You can also bookmark this in Design Space so that you'll be able to find it easier next time. So once you've opened up this plain pocket invitation template, you can customize this however you want. So my daughter is having a laser tag party, and she actually wanted to design the front of it. So she did that in Canva. So let me show you how she did that. So Canva is a free design program. However, there is a pro version, and I do use the pro version because I use Canva so often. So there's many elements that you'll be able to use that are absolutely free. But if you want more designs and more options, Canva Pro is the way to go. So what you're going to do is once you open Canva and you've created an account, go up to Create a Design. And then we'll go down to the bottom and click on Custom Size. Then right beside width and height, we're going to change this to inches. And then we're going to do this invitation to be 5 by 5 and then click Create New Design. One of the things I love about Canva is all the templates that it has. So right now we're under the Design tab, and you can search for any template you want. So let's see what it has for laser tag. You can just type that in, and you'll see a number of different laser tag party themed invitations that have already been made. So you can pick one of these, or you can search another theme if you wanted to. So let's say I picked this one. Then all you have to do is click on your text, and maybe your child's name is not Tracy, so you'll want to change that. I'm going to change that to Emma. And then you can go ahead and write all the party details in there. Now, what if you wanted some different pictures in your design? So we could go over to Elements. You can search for laser tag, and then there's a few different options here. There's graphics, photos, videos. So if we look under graphics, we can click on See All. And you could add any of these graphics to your invitation. So if you wanted this guy here, he is black, you can't see him, but we can change the color. So we can go up to the top here, and we can change that to a bright pink. And you could go ahead and add this character onto your invitation. Now my daughter created her own invitation, so I better use that. So I'll show you what she made. So this is what she wants on the front of her invitation. And then we also have the inside of her invitation here with all the party details. Now I'm blurring these out just to protect her privacy. So when you've finished making your design, all you have to do is go up to Share, click on Download. And right now the file type is a PNG, and that's what we want. So we'll leave that as is. But you can also save files as SVGs, PDFs. There's many different options here. But for our purpose today, we're going to stick with the PNG. Now she has a number of different pages here because she was playing around with a bunch of different designs. So the page that we want to save right now is page 4. So if you go to Pages, we can uncheck our box here and then just select page 4. And click on Done, and then click Download. So once you've downloaded your design, you're going to go back into Cricut Design Space, and we're going to upload it. So we're going to click on Upload, and then you'll click on Upload Image. You can find your recent design in your Downloads folder on your computer, and then just drag and drop it. We're going to save this as a complex image and click Continue. We're not making any changes, so just click apply and continue. We're saving this as a print then cut image, and then click on upload. And now we can upload this design to our canvas. So go ahead and click on it and click add to canvas. I'm gonna shrink this down a bit so it fits on our card. Now this square on the card that I made here, I made that 5 by 5. So I'm going to make this piece here because we're going to print and cut this piece out right here. And I want it to be slightly smaller than the card itself. So I'm going to size this to 4.8. And then that will fit nicely on the card. Now this piece here, I'm going to print and cut out separately from this card here. And the reason is because I don't have a printer that can print out 12 by 12 inch cardstock, and you do need a 12 by 12 inch piece of cardstock in order to cut out this pocket card here. So I'm going to be using my regular 8.5 by 11 cardstock sheets and have my printer print this out. And then we'll also have the Cricut cut it out so we get those perfectly straight lines. I'm also going to upload the party details, and then I will paste those details on the inside of the card. Now there's one more fun embellishment that I want to make, and we can do that once again by going back to Canva. So let's head there. We're going to start off with another new creation. We're going to start off with a 5 by 5 inch design and click on create new design. We're going to click on elements, and I'm going to type in laser tag again. And let's look at the graphics we have here. So any of the pictures here that have the little crown beside them, that means they're available if you have Canva Pro. If it doesn't have that little crown, that means if you don't have Canva Pro, you can use that. So this one right here doesn't have a crown, neither does this one or this one. So you can use any of those images for free without having to worry about having Canva Pro. So here's the design here that I want to use. And if you want, you can go ahead and change the color. So here we have a purple laser beam here. And I just want this to be an SVG. So I'm going to click on share and then download. And if you don't have Canva Pro, you'll have to save it as a PNG. But if you do have Canva Pro, you can save it as an SVG. If you save it as an SVG, don't forget to also click on transparent background. Now, if you're saving this as a PNG, that's okay because we can go ahead and remove the background from the image in Cricut Design Space instead. So let's click on download. And once you've downloaded your design, you can go ahead and upload that to Cricut Design Space. So I've already uploaded mine, so I'm going to add this to the canvas. And now what I'm going to do is create an offset for this design. So let's go up to offset, and we can adjust our offset here. I'm going to make it a little smaller. And then click on apply. Now I'm going to leave that offset black there. So what I'm planning on doing is this black piece, I'm going to cut out in black cardstock. And this pink piece, I'm actually going to cut this out with glow-in-the-dark vinyl. And then we're going to apply that glow-in-the-dark vinyl on top of the cardstock. And that's going to create a fun little aspect for this card. Now you're probably wondering where you're going to place that. So this is kind of going to attach to this little fold piece of the card. So that's going to fold over the front. And when it's folded up, it will cover the words here on the front of the card. But it will be a fun little element. Now let's make sure this isn't too big. It looks like it'll fit on our card well, so we'll leave the size as is. Now in the pocket here, I mentioned I'm gonna be making stickers, but I'm not gonna show you how to make stickers today. I have 3 other videos showing how to make stickers that I will leave linked down below in the description. So if you want to learn how to make stickers, you can go check those videos out. So let's go ahead and make this card. One thing I want to mention about this template is we have a number of score lines on this template. If you don't have a scoring wheel or a scoring stylus, that's okay. You can go ahead and hide these lines. Simply go in the layers panel beside each of these dotted lines, and you can click on the little eye beside the line. That will hide the score line, and your machine will not draw a score line on your cardstock. So then you could just go ahead and fold all these pieces manually. So you could look back onto your screen and see where those fold lines were, and you can just fold those lines by hand instead of using a scoring wheel. Now, when I'm making a large project with lots of different elements here, I usually like to hide some of the elements and only work on one component at a time. This right here is our print then cut component. I'm going to hide that right now. So in the layers panel, I'm just going to click on the eye beside the front of the card. And I'm also gonna get my laser here and hide those layers as well. Now I can go over and click on Make It. Now, if you're making more than one invitation, you can change the number of project copies you're working on. So if you're making 6 invitations, you can go ahead and change this to 6 and click on Apply. But because we're only working with one item here, you could also just keep it on one and then still have your Cricut do the same thing over and over again without changing the project copies, since we only have one item being cut out on our mat. So let's press continue, and we're going to be using medium cardstock for this project. You'll notice under load tools is asking us to load our single scoring wheel. Now, if you don't own the single scoring wheel, and you only have the scoring stylus, that's okay. You can change that. So just click on Edit Tools and then click on Scoring Stylus instead, and then click Apply. I have the scoring wheel, so I'm not going to change that today. So let's load our mat with our cardstock. We'll put the scoring wheel into the Cricut Maker. And once our machine has finished scoring, Design Space will prompt us to switch out our tool and put our blade in. So let's get our pocket invitation cut out. Once your pocket card is cut out, simply fold along each of the score lines and then grab some glue or a tape runner for the pocket edges and then fold up your pocket. Once we've finished cutting out all our pocket invitations, we can go back into Design Space and we're going to hide our template here. And now we're going to cut out our little laser beams. So let's press Make It. I'm going to change our project copies to 4. And I had some leftover black cardstock, so I'm going to be using the scrap pieces of my black cardstock for that. So in order to do that, I think I'm gonna need to rearrange these laser beams here. So let me rotate them and turn them a little bit so I can make the most use of my scrap cardstock. And that looks better. So this is gonna be cardstock, and then mat number 2, we will be using the premium outdoor vinyl. So make sure you switch your material settings in between mats. So let's click on mat 1 again and press continue. I'm gonna select cardstock, get these cut out, and once that's cut out, I'm gonna come back onto the Design Space, click on set base material again, and then we'll change that to the premium outdoor vinyl. So let's get these laser beams cut out. So the cardstock layer is cut out, and now I'm working on the vinyl layer. I'm using Tech Wrap's glow-in-the-dark opal white adhesive vinyl. Now this vinyl has a protective layer on top of it, so we need to remove that before we cut it. After the vinyl has been cut, we can go ahead and weed out our design. Now, because we're applying this vinyl to cardstock, I'm not going to use transfer tape, because if I were to use transfer tape, there's a good chance that it would wreck my cardstock. So we're going to transfer our vinyl very carefully, just like a sticker. I'm gently peeling my decal off the carrying sheet using my tweezers to help me. Then I'm going to lay it on top of some parchment paper because the decal's not going to permanently stick to the parchment paper. So the parchment paper will also help us line up our design before we commit to a placement. So I have the top edge of my decal hanging off the edge of the parchment paper. And I'm going to try to make sure that that edge does not stick down while I try to line up the design. And then when I'm happy with the placement, I'm going to press down that top edge onto the cardstock. Then I'm going to pull out the parchment paper very slowly and then press the rest of the decal down onto the cardstock. And then also do the same thing with the other piece. Our laser beam here is looking so good. So now we're just going to grab some adhesive and attach it to the little flap on our card. And then after we're done with our laser beam, we can go ahead and hide that. And let's get our print then cut image ready to go. So let's press make it. And it looks like I can get 2 on a page here. So I'm going to change my project copies to 2 and press apply. And my material looks like it's set at A4 right now and I want letter size. So I'm going to change that to 8.5 by 11. And Design Space automatically put my copies on separate pages, but I think they can both fit on one. So let's try. So I'm going to click on the second mat, and above our image, we're going to click on those 3 little dots and click on Move Object. And then we're going to click on that first page and click Confirm. So now we have both our project copies here, and let's see if they both fit. So if we move them over to the center, we can get them both on one page, and that's going to save us some paper. So let's go ahead and press continue. We're going to send this to our printer. And because the outside edge of our invitation is black and there's some other colors as well, we're going to leave the bleed on. And I always use system dialog, so we're going to turn that on and click on print. Now the print dialog box normally hides somewhere behind my Design Space application here, so I'm going to move this out of the way, and there's my print box there. So under media and quality, I'm just going to switch that from normal to best. I'm going to load my printer with some cardstock and then click on print. Once it's printed out, we're going to select our base material as medium cardstock, load our mat, and have our Cricut cut it out. We're not going too in depth with the print then cut in this video, but if you want to learn more print then cut tips and tricks, I do have a video that I will leave linked down below in the description. Once the cover of the card is cut out, go ahead and stick it to the front of the card with some adhesive. You can also paste your party details to the inside of the card. Then go ahead and add a special treat to the inside of your pocket. I made some homemade stickers that I'm putting inside. I made these with some images from Canva, and I also made some glow-in-the-dark name stickers, which are a lot of fun. Now, I wasn't sure if the kids would realize that there are stickers in the pocket and that the stickers are stickers, so I made a sticker that says stickers. Let's check out what this card looks like with the lights off. How fun is this? I love how this turned out. Our pocket card just needs one more thing, and that's an envelope. So I'm going to teach you how to make your own envelope in Cricut Design Space in my next video. So make sure you subscribe and hit that notification bell so that you don't miss a video. I hope to see you on more crafting adventures.